Hello, YouTube. How are you doing? Happy Saturday. I hope everybody's doing well. This is an impromptu live. Thank you, everybody who stopped by the live last night. I know it was late. We didn't go on until 10 p.m. Central Time. I know that's getting really late. I'm a night owl. 10 p.m., as my mother would say, is the shank of the evening to me. But I recognize that that was late. And we talked for 2.5 hours. And I know people probably popped in and out, but the number that was displayed stayed pretty steady. So I really appreciate everybody who stopped by and who was part of that live. We had a really great conversation. I know it's 2.5 hours. If you haven't watched it, it is available on the live tab on my channel. I would I would request, I would suggest checking it out. I think we had a good time. We talked about some good things. It went in all different crazy directions, but it was a lot of fun. And it was a good chat. We got a little deep in some places, but it was good. I wanted to come on today because I am here to film. I'm in my office. I have to do a little bit of like work, and so I'm going to do that too. But I'm here to film with, if I can get it out of the pile. I'm going to be filming with the Trapped collection from Gourmand Girls. I'm super excited. We know green is my favorite color. And so love that. Love that. Love that. Um, but I just came from Crispin Green. Can I tell you how much I love Crispin Green? If you have not tried it, it's kind of like hello, Ellie Mae. How are you doing? How are things over in the UK? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. If you haven't tried Crispin Green, it's a wonderful like salad rice bowl kind of place, and I have been obsessed with it. Now they just changed their menu. They've moved some seasonal things in and some things out. Hey, Dion, I'm just getting started. I'm just giving a very long intro. So you have not missed very much. I'm just eloquating about Crispin Green and how much I love it. But they have discontinued a few things, which I'm a little sad because they did get rid of the curry, the golden hour curry salad that I loved. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make that dressing because I've got like Madras curry powder, and I bet that's what the base is. And so I'm gonna start Googling, and I'm gonna have to figure it out because I loved that. I loved that salad. They also got rid of the Zen barbecue, but they brought back the first time Mama Champagne and I went to Crispin Green. I decided to order a salad called squash goals, hashtag squash goals. And it was so good. And then like 2 days later, it was discontinued. So apparently it's seasonal and now it is back. So that's what I had for lunch today. I was very excited. That was very good. But yeah, I wanted to see if anybody was going to join. I'm very glad. Ellie Mae, Dion, I'm glad you're here. Because I have a little bit, it's kind of a very like rant light. And actually, as I was getting ready for it, I kind of like even cooled down a little bit more because I kind of stewed a little bit. I went to Ulta because last night I was shopping on Ulta, and they have the new, like a whole bunch of the new Wicked for Good, like promo collab merchandise is starting to come in from REM Beauty and different brands like that. And since I was filming with the Trapped collection, which is green, beautiful, beautiful greens, I didn't have any green nails. And so I had ordered some Wicked nails online, but I was like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna look and see if they have the Wicked for Good, the Kiss nails, because I needed a set of nails for today. I do have some nails, but I was like, you know what? None of them really are gonna match green. I ended up with these because they didn't have them. But I did shop for some other things, and that's where this kind of mini rant is coming from. Yes, Ellie Mae, I'm very glad that the cold is starting to go away. Glad you're starting to feel better. That's very good. Yeah, that's rough. Like these kind of late summer colds are the worst. Ugh, I hate it. I don't. Is it fall? Is it summer? It's a little bit cooler today, but we just had 2 days in a row of like high 80s. So I'm like, this is October, sir. Like this is North Dakota. This is supposed to be hoodie weather. Hoodie weather? Hoodie weather. But yeah, let me get into this story from Ulta so that I don't, because I'm so easy to distract. But So basically I went in and I was lucky. It was Ulta on a Saturday. It was busy. And I picked out my things or whatever. And then, so I got the nails and I got a couple other things, which will be important to the story. And so I go up to the cash register and I'm very lucky that there's two cashiers. Both of them have a person at them, but I am next. So I am like right at the front of the line and I'm seeing these two transactions. And for both of the people before me, the cashier was like, "Hey, did you know we've got a Mac event coming up next Friday? We're going to have Mac makeup artists in store. You can sign up. There's this online, blah, blah, blah. You can get a free 30-minute like makeup session with a Mac makeup artist and ask questions, and there's going to be deals and there's gift with purchase and things like that." So they're telling both of them and handing them a little cutout flyer. So like I hear the first one and then they're doing like a return, so it's taking a little bit longer. So she explains it. The other one, they're wrapping up the sale. She's like, "There's this Mac event, and that's the one I'm going to." So she explained to them, like, "There's this Mac event. Here's the flyer," hands it to them. So then I go up and I understand that all of my like fabulous non-binary realness is wrapped up in a package that basically reads like cisgender male. I get it. I understand. I realize I absolutely still benefit from male privilege in like public places. I recognize that like on the like scale of world problems, like Greta Thunberg is in like Israeli detention at this point. AI data centers are taking all our water. Like, I get it. This is like not even barely qualifying as first world problems. But so we go through and we're checking out, and she's lovely. This is not a like everybody pile on Grand Forks Ulta, try to get this woman fired. Not at all. She's lovely. But I get to the end and she like doesn't mention anything about the Mac event, doesn't tell me anything about it's going on. And so I can kind of understand like, oh, maybe, and I'm again, because I always go to this place of from being in the corporate world where I'm trying to like assume positive intent and I'm trying to come from this place of like maybe she just didn't think I would be interested. Maybe she sees like dude at Ulta, not going to be interested in this. Now I try to do a lot to sort of I try to give the story away in advance, right? Like gay. And so like I'm wearing my Shira shirt, but it's Shira looking like Barbie. I've got a big chunky like iridescent bracelet on. And then let me show you the bag that I carry everywhere. This is my bag that comes with me everywhere. It's got all my stuff. It's got all these like sparkly, bright color, jingly jangly bag charms on it. And it's got a big rainbow ribbon on one side. This comes with me everywhere. This is my bag. I hesitate to call it a purse, and some of that might be like internalized homophobia from way back. I've sat and thought with that because I'm always trying to unpack like what is actually you and what is a result of like trauma. So like that's a thing. But I don't call this a purse just because for me, with drag, purses are glamorous. Like to me, a purse is like a little clutch or an evening bag or something that I would wear out when I'm in drag. This to me is not a purse. This is a bag. But to anybody else, like they would see this and you would think that they would see purse. Like this is a purse. So like the jig is up. Like you should have been able to Nancy Drew that shit. That like clearly like I'm buying makeup. But even if she thought it was like I was buying makeup for a friend, she should have still like thought, oh, well, maybe I could still give this. Maybe they know somebody. Maybe the person that they're buying this thing for would want to know about this event. Oh, Storm Amy. Oh, I don't like that sound of that. That sounds bad. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Maybe I would have known, maybe the person that I was buying for. But this is also why it annoys me because I ran the people who were doing the return that I went to their register, they were buying NYX products. I'm not shading NYX. I have some things from NYX that I love. Their new highlighters are absolute must-haves. I'm not knocking NYX, but they're buying like drugstore products. And they get told all about this Mac event and how to sign up and all this kind of stuff, and they get the little flyer or whatever from the same woman that helped me. I go up, nothing. Now, again, all the things that we've talked about. Hello, Tanya. Yes, we're having an impromptu live. I'm just kind of ranting about Ulta a little bit. and how they didn't tell me about a Mac event that's coming up this coming Friday. Now, the reason why I'm extra annoyed, the reason why I sat with this, and the reason why I decided to still kind of, I wanted to talk about it a little bit, is because let me show you what I bought. I bought those nails. And I also bought $127 worth of Mac products. $127 worth of Mac products. So I've got two of these gift sets. They had they had some of the holiday collection, not all of it was out yet. And I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to try the Maximal matte lipsticks. And they had this gift set where they're in the cute like holiday packaging, and there were 5 different colors and there's a nice range of shades. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick that up. And I've been wanting to try these lip gloss airs. I haven't picked one up yet. And so I was like, you know what? I love a red lipstick. You know, I'm a T Swift fan. She's got her signature red. And so they had a red lipstick and a lip liner and then a lip gloss. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get these. 120. So the people who bought the like $9 NYX foundation got told all about the MAC event. The queer who comes up with his purse, buying $127 worth of Mac products, doesn't get told about the Mac event. So that was the thing, is it just kind of annoyed me. Now I did soften a little bit because as I was unpacking, she did actually slip a flyer into the bag. So I will give her a little bit of credit that because I don't think the bags were like, because it wouldn't make sense that they would hand somebody a flyer if the flyers were like, because sometimes stores will like pre-fill bags. If they know they have an event, they'll just start stuffing bags so that they're just ready and they don't have to worry about it. But both of the people before me like got handed a flyer. So it's weird that they would hand them a flyer and have one in the bag. I don't really know. So I'll give her credit that she at least threw one into the bag. But yeah, that just didn't sit very well with me of like, I'm actually buying Mac products. And yes, these are gift sets. So maybe she thought, oh, it's just a gift. Well, but then I'm buying them for somebody. Even if you believe it's a gift, then I'm buying them for somebody that likes Mac products. Maybe they would like to know about this event. So I'm in my feelings about it. And like I said, in the scale of world problems, in the scale of my own problems, it's so tiny and so minuscule. But I'm still just like, hmm, maybe I don't know though. It's weird that like she would assume that I would know. I don't know. So I'm sure it's not anything really awful. Hello, Joe. Yes, you did just see me. You were in the marathon conversation last night. So that's my story about Grand Forks Ulta. It's just and I don't again, it's one of those things where I don't like, this is not at all about like calling somebody out and like go after them or whatever. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. And it just like, it's one of those things where it never feels good to not feel seen. And so thank you. Yes, it's Shira looking like Barbie. And so it's got the Barbie font for Shira. This is a favorite. I love this. I got this either, I think from Once Upon a Tea or 80s Teas. I think it's 80s Teas is where I got this one. But so that's just my experience. It was just not great. Let's lighten the mood. Let's open up these gift sets because these are gifts for me. So let's go ahead and open them. I'm gonna open this one second. Let's open the big one. Let's open this one that's got the lip kit. Yeah, it's not good customer service at all. It's like, and if you're trying, because obviously they're not doing this event like as a charitable thank you to their customers. They're trying to sell product. So if I'm the one buying the expensive Mac product, why wouldn't you tell me about it? Like, who's more likely to spend the time and come spend money on the Mac products? The person who's already buying Mac products or the person who's buying NYX drugstore products? Again, I have NYX products. I'm not shading anybody, and I'm not saying that like people who buy drugstore don't also buy like luxury products. We all buy what we buy, right? But I'm saying that if you're making snap decisions as like a cashier, why wouldn't it add up to you that like you're more likely to sell Mac products to somebody that's already buying Mac products? That's the part that, so it makes me think, oh, then there's another reason. And I don't like to think that way about like random people that I encounter, but sometimes I do. Exactly, Tanya. It would have been so simple to be like, "Oh, I see you're getting some Mac. We're having a Mac event. Like, you might want to come and check it out." Um, yeah, but let's get into this bag of stuff. I am very excited for this. A lot of these little makeup bags just get gifted, so I'm sure I'll probably gift that to somebody. Angie loves little bags like this to keep crafting stuff in, so she'll probably end up with this. This little triangle bag is an interesting shape. And then we've got a whole lot of packaging and silica gel. Let's throw that over there. My garbage can is over there, so I will pick it up. But and so this one is a MAC pencil. I always love MAC pencils. This is the shade Ruby Woo. This is Ruby Woo. That was the other thing, is I was looking at this and I couldn't find any listings of the shades, which I thought was weird, because there were two different of these lip collections. This was the red one, and then there was like a kind of more, not really neutral, because I think the gloss was kind of copper, but it was more like berry shades and then had a copper gloss. And it was pretty, but I was like, I think I have a couple berry MAC lipsticks, so I want to know what they are, and I couldn't find it on there. So that could have just been me, but I was having trouble finding it. I also have a little garbage over here for little stuff, but if you're wondering why I'm just throwing garbage in all directions like a monster. So is this Ruby Woo? This is Ruby Woo. I actually think that I don't have Ruby Woo. How weird is that? I love red lipstick and I have a lot of MAC lipsticks, but I think somehow I ended up not having Ruby Woo, and I don't have it in the new Maximal Matte. That's the other thing, is I really wanted to try the Maximal Matte. There is a red in here, and that was another thing I'm a little worried about, is that there might be a Ruby Woo in here, but I guess we will find out. But this lip gloss, oh, Jesus Lord, okay. The bifocals are going to be working today. This is, Jesus, Rosy Thoughts. Rosy Thoughts. So we've got Ruby Woo lipstick and lip liner, and Rosy Thoughts is the lip glass air. If you have not seen, I don't know why I don't own this, but if you have not seen Ruby Woo, such a beautiful, just like true red. I love that. And of course the lip liner is the same color. Oh, good. Yeah, I remember you doing in a live, you had some of those lip gloss airs, and I've been thinking about it, and I never got around to it. And so I'm glad that I waited, because now I can try it here. And if I like it, then I could, if I want to pick up other shades, I can. And there is the liner again, that same bright, beautiful, almost blue toned red. Yeah, I love, can I tell you now, my brows are cake liner, but for years, I used Max Chestnut pencil to draw my eyebrows. And I was always smearing it, and my eyebrows were always a mess. I was so bad at it. But Mac Chestnut was the thing. That was the one that I used. And then for a while, I think they discontinued it. I don't know if it's been brought back, but for a while I couldn't get it. And so then any brown pencil I was just doing or whatever. But for years, my eyebrows were Mac Chestnut, and then and I wasn't tapping shadow into them. That's another thing, because shadow will help kind of set pencil a little bit. I used to just zoop, and they were real skinny. I did real skinny brows, so like it was a mess. But yeah, so that's the first one in this. This is a cute little bag. I like the look of this Christmas collection. I think it looks cute. And there were other things, because I love the mint green. If you haven't seen pictures of the whole thing, a lot of it is very mint green. The stuff I got doesn't have a lot of the mint green. So there's other things that I want to pick up from the collection. I went to the MAC website not long ago and it wasn't up yet. And so I'm going to have to keep looking. But this has a little bit of the mint green. You can see the lipstick casings have a bit of it. And then it has the color of the lipstick kind of ombre with it. Spiked MAC brow pencil. I love it. Ooh, the Vive Christmas release. I haven't seen that. That hasn't come up in any of the new makeup releases, or if it did, I spaced out. Sometimes I watch Angelica. I usually watch Angelica Nyqvist's new makeup releases, but I watch it when I'm like, that's kind of the thing that I have on because she goes for a long time. She goes for like 45, 50 minutes. And so I'll have it on while I'm doing my like morning admin where I'm like going through my email and checking to see if there's anything. I'll have it playing. And then I'll glance over because I sometimes I'm really interested. And if it's a release I want to know about, I'll kind of pause and like listen to what she's saying. But most of the time, if it's like, oh, a cream bronzer, don't care, like keep going. And then when she moves to something else, I'll kind of check it or whatever. But sometimes if I get engrossed in something, I will miss what's happening, and if I don't realize I've missed something, then I forget to go back. But this is the bag. So the same style. I don't know that I think this is as cute. Oh, and I don't know that I like that it zips on both ends, both sides. So it's like a reach through. That's a choice. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Unclear how I feel about that bag. Oh, it's different pockets. Okay, I'm feeling better. Are you getting whiplash from my reactions? Okay, so it's two different pockets. So there's a little pocket over here, and then you can unzip this side. I really thought it was a full like reach through, and I was like, what is that for? Who is that for? What is it? Why is it? How did that happen? Who approved this? But it is not a reach through. They are two separate pockets. Now, not even if it was one pocket, you can't put much in a bag this size. So I don't know how much this might be like a good bag for pencils. Because I don't know how much you could because these lipsticks are thick enough that I feel like if you try to put stuff on the other side, even another layer of lipsticks, it's really gonna warp the bag. So um yeah, I've heard of Vive and I've seen some Vive products. I know that Angelica is a big fan of Vive Beauty, and but I haven't seen the Christmas collection. Sorry for that ASMR nightmare. I don't know about you. I hate ASMR. I know that some people love it. I know that some people it like is their thing, and I love that journey for them. I have the opposite reaction. So for some people where it feels like calming or sometimes they feel like excited and it's energetic, to me it like sets off this like mixture of anxiety and rage. I can't. I'm just like, "Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much." And some of them are worse. Like the whispering, that's the one that really gets me. Um yeah, it's so cringy. It's just like, oh, yeah, I don't really like it. I'm not a fan. The whispering kind of sets me off. Some of the things I do, for some reason, I do like the sound of nails clacking. I am a monster. When I have like acrylic nails on, I'll just like tap them on things. But that even in a video gets annoying. And when they like rub things across the mic and get that sort of, I'm like, oh, stop. I can't do it. All right, so we have 5 beautiful lipsticks. This packaging even prettier than it looks on the package. All right, let's go ahead and grab some of these. So this is kind of a brownish shade, it looks like. Looks like it might have a little like almost mauvey brown, like it just leans a little, not a lot. It's very brown, but like it seems like maybe it's gonna lean a little bit. This shade, okay, Sweet Deal. Ooh, that is pretty. Yeah, definitely like a cocoa brown. It's got some red to it. It's got that vanilla scent. It's got the vanilla scent. Oh, I love the smell of lap lipsticks. Of MAC lipsticks. This is why if you watch my videos, watch all the way to the end, because it might look sort of polished going through, but all of the bloopers are at the end. Because sometimes I say lap lipsticks and things like that, and you can't edit that out of a live. So there we are. So there's that one. Let me see. I'm always putting them in the wrong place. So let me try to put them maybe over here because it looks like I don't. Can I just say, cosmetic companies have lost all understanding of what the word matte means. Because if light reflects off of this, that's not a matte, babe. Matte is like no shine, no sparkle. I forget which company it was, but there was a brand that it was either eyeshadows or lipsticks. I can't remember which it was, but they advertised them as a metallic matte. And I was like, I'm gonna come through this computer screen and I'm gonna wring your neck. Like, I can't take it. If it's metallic, now there are like metals that are like matte, but when they called it a metallic matte, I was like, no, no. And this has too much shine. This has a very creamy shine. I don't know if eventually it would set down and not have that creamy shine. I understand that like people complained for years about how matte lipsticks were not comfortable. Oh, I gotta order paper towels. How matte lipsticks were, and especially matte liquid lipsticks were not comfortable. But I mean, it's pretty. And I know I'm gonna love this because I, without fail, always love MAC products. But I was really excited because they made it sound like we've redone our matte lipsticks and they are so matte. They are the mattest of the matte. And I mean, it's pretty, but it's not really matte. But that's okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's deeper. It looks really bright on camera. I don't know how much my lights kind of blow things out on this webcam. My lights work a lot better for my filming camera. I know if you've watched any of my recent videos, and let's be honest, if you watch probably any of my upcoming videos, the lighting and the sound are off. I'm working on it. I'm struggling so hard, but I want to get so much content out in October, and Angie and I haven't had time for like good filming days, and filming on this webcam on this laptop ends up working a little bit better. And I have this like Yeti mic and I have this like streamer webcam. They're supposed to be so good and they're giving me so many problems. Um, but yeah, so it was looking deeper even to me in person than it looked on camera. And I think that what I see, like when I hold it back here, is very accurate to what I see in person on the camera. So I think as I get closer, I think, and especially like with the lipsticks themselves, I think the lights kind of blow them out a bit. So let's go to. Is there any more of like an old lady moment where I'm like trying to make my bifocals where I like I'm gonna start doing the like librarian thing where I'm like pulling up my bifocals. Captive audience. So this one obviously looks like it's gonna be kind of a plummy. Yeah, I think for streaming this looks better, but something about when I record, I think when I record, the reason why is because the size that it records at, when it goes into my editor, it blows it up. And so I think that's where my problem is. So I might have to see if I can make it at the smaller size and then have YouTube upsize it. I don't I'm working, I promise I'm working on it. Some of the videos are a little sketchy, but let's watch some captive audience. Ooh, pretty. Again, has a little bit of that sheen, much more red tone in it than I would have anticipated looking at it. Did I do the YouTuber thing where I held it up? I don't remember. So there's that, and then there's the, oh, it looks darker in the tube here. But yeah, it's got much more of like a red tone. So this set was 75 for the 5 lipsticks. The 3-piece set with the lipstick, the liner, and the air gloss was 52. So this one is 75 for 5 lipsticks, which I feel like is good. MAC lipsticks have gone up. I remember when they used to be like other brands that were similar would be like $22, and they were like $16, but they've jumped up quite a bit. So 5 for 75, because I think a MAC lipstick now is like $25. So if they're 25, that's getting 2 lipsticks for free. If they're 22, it's getting a lipstick and 3/4 for free, something like that. But yeah, so there's that one. Let me do that again. After I did that, I realized, oh, that's kind of a good idea. Let me hold the lipstick next to the swatch because I do feel like sometimes they swatch a little different than they actually look in the tube. Can I figure out the placement? There we go. So there's that first one to see the comparison. Captive audience. Let's see. What red do we have? The red is Ruby Woo. So I'm going to keep this Ruby Woo and I'm going to gift the Ruby Woo that came because I don't use lipsticks enough. I never run through a full bullet lipstick. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'll gift, someone will get one, but it'll be the plain packaging. But here is Ruby Woo. Beautiful, beautiful red. We already saw that before, but now we're going to see it swatched. I was a little worried, but even if it was a duplicate, it was not going to be enough to deter me because I really wanted to try this formula. I really like the packaging on these. I think they're really pretty. So let's go ahead and this three-dimensional spaces. Not good at it. There we go. Notoriously Morbid has a few lip products they describe as matte metallic. Yeah, it makes me a little crazy. And because I remember, so here Nana's gonna take you on a journey because Ruby Woo is great, but my favorite red lipstick of all time is Max Viva Glam, and it does not exist anymore. And you're gonna say, "What? Of course it does. They still have Mac Viva Glam. They still have the original. I think they do. I think they gave it a name now or whatever. They stopped numbering them, but it doesn't exist anymore. The original Mac Viva Glam, that matte lipstick was matte. It like pulled the light in. Like there was no shine. The original, when it like I bought it when they had only launched two. It was right after they launched Viva Glam 2 with Katie Lang. But Viva Glam 1, the original formulation was so matte. I've never seen anything like that. Now, was it comfortable? No, it was not particularly comfortable. It was kind of like rubbing a clay mask on your lips. I recognize that. Not that bad. I'm exaggerating a little bit. I didn't find it to be uncomfortable, but I also wasn't like an everyday lipstick wearer wearing it for 8 hours to the office or whatever. I was wearing it for a couple of hours for a show. So I'm not the best judge of it, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and that is one lipstick that I did use down to the nub. Now, this was earlier in my drag career. I had less disposable income for makeup, and so, like, I used a lipstick, and I used that one to the nub, and I wish I'd kept the bullet. MAC oh, there's so many things that I wish I had in my memory collection that I don't have, because MAC, I don't know if they still do, but they used to do that recycling program where you could bring in 6 MAC products, used, unused, anything that's in the plastic packaging, and you could, if you brought in 6 of them, you could get a free lipstick of your choice from their like 120 colors or whatever. And I took advantage of that. And let me tell you, I wish I still had that because that was so old. It was in the packaging before they did this bullet style. It was a little bit thinner, it was straight up and had just a slight little dome on top. And I have tried to search for a picture. And I think I did find a couple of pictures at some point. Because I would sometimes even go to Mac and I'd be like, when did they change the lipsticks? And they'd be like, what are you talking about, plebeian? And I was like, no, they used to come in like they didn't have the bullet shape. They had the like, and Mac, I think, might have been one of, if not the first, one of the first to do this kind of packaging. And that was really when Mac did it, is when people started calling these bullet lipsticks because Mac, for a while, they had a short, I think it was only like a year. Aaron Parsons is a fantastic person to watch. But because people are very used to the Mac like black, they had like a year or maybe two where they did silver packaging and they had this shape and people complained that it looked like bullets. And I remember when they switched the packaging, that's when I first started hearing people refer to bullet lipsticks. When they meant like stick lipsticks or tube lipsticks, they would refer to them as bullets. And I think Mac is to blame for that. Sorry, I got on a weird Mac historian, a weird moment there. Let's go ahead. This looks like it's going to be kind of a peachy color. This is, ooh, Velvet Teddy. This is one of their famous shades. This, I think, was Kim Kardashian's preferred nudie kind of shade. Now, my swatch is going to look weird because I have bones. Sorry for having bones. YouTubers have to apologize for everything. I'm sorry I have bones. I'm sorry that I'm a real human with a skeleton. So there is that, and there is the swatch. There we go. Oh, sort of. No, this way. There we go. There's something about that reversal when it flips in there that I just can't wrap my brain around. So that's Velvet Teddy. And then we have one more, a pink one. What is this one? Candy Yum Yum. Okay, so this set, if you were thinking about this set, this is the greatest hits. So this is like Mac's big. It's Ruby Woo, it's Velvet Teddy, it's Candy Yum Yum. What were the other two? The other two I don't as like Sweet Deal. That one is not as familiar to me. And was it Captive Audience? Those I don't know if they're as big, but like Ruby Woo, Candy Yum Yum, and Velvet Teddy are like such signature. And this, I love this pink with the mint. I think this one is the best like combination of the coloring. Let me put this dumb paper towel down and see if I can do this. That I really like the way that ombre looks. I think that's really pretty. And this is a gorgeous shade, but also one that I think I had one from years ago. And I think like a lot of old makeup, I think that it finally had its day where it had to go. And but maybe I never had Candy Yum Yum. There were a couple of other pinks that I really liked, but I don't know if I had Candy Yum Yum. So there is, no, this way. There we go. There, and cover my face. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Since we're swatching, we might as well, I already did obviously the lipstick is a dupe, but let's go ahead and we can do the Ruby Woo liner. There you can see that, beautiful, perfect match. And then this air gloss. So what did I say this was called? Oh, this is the one. Rosy Thoughts. An interesting choice to put with a red lipstick and a red lip liner. And I think is this that one? No, I think I threw it over there. I think they called this collection the Reds, because then the other one had a different name. But interesting to put this with, I mean, not that you can't mix glosses. I'm not saying that at all. But I think if you're doing Ruby Woo and you're doing a Ruby Woo liner, people love that Ruby Woo, that red, that signature. That is Rihanna's favorite color, apparently. Why wouldn't you do a red gloss with this? Why would you do this kind of mauve-y pink? Let's see if I can turn my hand enough. It's so shiny. There we go. I mean, it's very sheer, so it's just going to sheer out. But why would you put that with the red? I don't understand. I don't understand. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Yeah. An interesting choice. We were just talking about, I picked up a couple of MAC holiday sets at the Grand Forks Ulta, and one of them was the red, which gave me a Ruby Woo lipstick. I should stop opening this one because I'm going to give this one away. But this Ruby Woo lipstick, the lip liner, and then this is the gloss they put with it. What? 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 What are you doing? Why you do this to me, Demi? It's just a weird choice. It's a weird choice. I don't know if it's meant to like maybe tamp down if you don't want as bright of a red, this is a way to kind of maybe calm it a little bit. I am confused. I don't get it. It's a weird choice. What do these smell like? These don't really have the vanilla. It's got maybe a light kind of smell that's very similar, but I don't feel like I get the full vanilla from that. So those are the 5 lipsticks. And so if you are interested, this is the gift set. It had a little, oh, I think that one is over here. So it's got like a little, if you want to try the Maximal Matte formula, this is a very good deal. It was $75. You get 5 full-size lipsticks in the limited edition packaging, not sponsored. I sound like a QVC ad for this, but this is kind of the packaging. I recommend this. I think that if you don't have these colors, if you are interested in trying this formula, if you just like MAC lipsticks, I think this is a fantastic value. $75 for 5 full-size lipsticks. And you get 3 of the like big ones, the signature, the ones that MAC is known for: Ruby Woo, Velvet Teddy, and Candy Yum Yum. You also get Captive Audience and was it Sweet Treat? So a couple others that are maybe a little less well known, but it's still interesting, a kind of plum berry and a little bit more nude. Um, this one, do I think it's as worth it? This one was 52, and you get a full-size lipstick, a full-size lip liner, and a full-size gloss. And there were two, I don't know if there's more available, but at my Ulta, the little display had a space for two different colors. They had both of them in stock, but I only decided to buy one. I was like, I want to try this before I really commit. And so I bought this one. I may buy the other one. I do think that this gloss is a weird choice. I feel like the gloss was kind of a contrast in the other gift set too, but I feel like the contrast made more sense because I feel like it was very, I feel like that other set is very this, like it was very much, ooh, which I should try to find the color online because I don't want to get another one of this one. So what if it's the same, excuse me, what if it's the same shade? I'll have to check into that before I commit. This is still a good value, $52 for, I mean, the gift bags, I'm leaving that out. That's like a gift with purchase, but to get a full-size lipstick, a full-size lip glass air, and a liner for $52, is that as good of a value as getting 5 lipsticks or $75? Absolutely not. I mean, that's basically like getting 2 free full-size lipstick products. This is like, if this is 25, these are like 25 or 28. So there's your like $52 and you get a liner for free. Not as good of a value. So this one, I still think it's good. I mean, the MAC lip products are always amazing. I love them. I do appreciate that there's a couple color variations that are available. So you can kind of pick from a couple options to get something. So if red lipstick is not your deal, there is another option. This one I don't recommend as much. This is, to me, is the real winner, the like 5 lipsticks. Because again, somehow those are like the most well known, but those are the ones that I didn't have. So to have Velvet Teddy, Candy Yum Yum, and Ruby Woo, absolutely worth it. This is okay. I mean, this one is less, it feels less necessary, but it doesn't feel like a bad value. Um, Clearly, we're running out of paper towel. I thought, oh, I did bring makeup wipes over here, so I'll keep that for something else. All right, so that is my rant. So for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning of the video, basically what I was talking about is my Ulta is having an event next Friday where they're having 2 MAC makeup artists come in and you can sign up for, it sounds like free 30-minute appointments to get like a little mini service or whatever. Whatever they can do in 30 minutes or whatever. And I was in line behind 2 other sets of people, and both sets of people, the cashier like told them about the event and like handed them the flyer. And I didn't realize until I got back to the office that the flyer did go in my bag. But like the one person that was at the register that I ended up at, they were buying NYX products. So they were buying like drugstore products. I don't know what the other people were buying. And that's, again, this is not to shade anybody or anything like that. But I showed up with $127 worth of MAC products. And she didn't tell me about it. So I just was feeling some type of way. I felt a little bit better when I saw that she did at least slip the little thing in there. I might go. There's a part of me that, like, out of spite, I might go and get a 30-minute service. Obviously, you can't do drag makeup in 30. I mean, you can, but um, someday I'll explain what booger drag means. Because I've done my makeup in 32 minutes. The fastest I've ever done was 32 minutes. And it was booger drag. It was not great. But I might go because I also like, sometimes I think maybe I would wear like just a little bit of makeup on the daily. Like, because my face is very red and I've been having more trouble with, like, I think it's probably stress related from work, but I've been having more like red patchiness and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I'll go and get a little like boy makeup sort of little moment of like, what can you do to this? What can you do to this potato to make it more presentable for the outside world? Challenge accepted. So I might do it. I might do it just out of spite, just to be like, just to show up and be like, people that you think are boys who are non-binary, but you don't understand, they wear makeup too, and they might be interested in an event like this where you're offering free stuff. And I might go there and like just to spite them. I know like spending money to spite them. I might go and just like buy some Mac products and be like, yeah, you weren't going to tell me about this. Which is kind of the opposite of like the pretty woman, like you work on commission, right? Big mistake. I'm like, I'm gonna show you, I'll spend some money. Now I sound like a Republican where they're like, oh, I don't like you, so I'm gonna buy all your merch so that I can break it and burn it. And it's like, bitch, they have your money. They have your money. I don't know what you're doing. Because most of those people, they never have this stuff in advance. They have to go buy it at like Taylor Swift. And it's like, you weren't buying Taylor Swift shit anyway. And so like I might be that person. Who's like, I'll show you. Here's $200. Maybe I won't do that. I realized how stupid I sounded as I was saying it. Oh, she's pretty, but she don't steal. No, that's not even the same. There's this thing that I sometimes say. I always say I'm too pretty to be smart. Like that's a joke that I make. I recognize that I'm smart. You don't have to worry. Like I recognize. Or I saw this on a TV show once years ago, and I don't even remember what the TV show is. But like sometimes when somebody says something like silly or whatever, I'll be like, "She's simple folk, but she don't steal." And I just that has made me laugh for decades now, like 2 decades. And somehow I mixed those up. And so I literally just sat here in front of you and said, "She's pretty, but she don't steal." Y'all, I need a vacation. I need a vacation. Oh, this is my last can. I have to go to the store and get some more of the Trolley Mountain Dew. I love trying new Mountain Dew flavors, and I was so excited because usually they put a big zero on it. This is zero sugar. It does have like 15 calories. No, 10 calories in a can, but it's zero sugar. So I am a fan. Well, thank you, everybody. Yeah, Tanya, you said that your sons hated that. I love it. It's almost to the point of too sugary. I'm glad that it's zero sugar because it is one of the sweeter varieties. I drink zero sugar soda pretty much all the time. I will sometimes buy the dragon fruit. I want to try that. I sometimes with Mountain Dew, I will buy the full sugar to try a flavor if that's the only way that they have it. Um, but I generally for what I buy, I just buy the like zero sugar. And so now when I drink full sugar soda, it just tastes like syrup to me. It's just so sugary and so thick. And so this one is getting close to being almost a little too sweet for me, but I love it. Dragon fruit sounds fun. Mountain Dew has been putting out tons of flavors. I'm here for it. I'm very excited for the Voodoo. Oh, I should check. If they do that again this year, the Voodoo should be coming out pretty soon. I've liked most of the Voodoo, and I've been lucky that most years they do a zero sugar because those are always flavored like really sugary candies. So whenever they haven't done a zero, that full sugar, I try to find a 20 ounce. Because sometimes if I have to work my way through a 12 pack, because I always buy 12 packs of cans, I try to reduce my plastic, and so um, I buy cans and keep them in my fridge here at work or whatever. But with the Voodoo, if they don't make a zero, I try to find a 20 ounce to try it because it's usually too much, and like a whole 12 pack would be enough. Yes, I saw that Fanta is doing a Chucky fruit punch. Very fun. They had a black mystery flavor. I still don't know what it was. And TMI for everybody, but it does make bathroom time a little scary if you forget that you've had a bunch of black Fanta, because things turn very, very green. That's all I'll say. Because I loved that Fanta flavor, and so I was buying a lot of that, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, something's happening." And the first time it happened, I was like, "Do I have to call someone? Do I have to call? Do I have to get a doctor's appointment? Like, what's happening?" And then I was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, so I love it. So I need to go. But thank you everybody for popping into the live. Yes, Dion, thank you. Make sure you thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. Yeah, so let's get into my outro. I appreciate everybody stopping by, but I got to do a little bit of work and then I'm going to film. Who knows, maybe I'll pop on live later with my trapped look. if I'm really feeling myself, because I'm very excited to film with this today. But yeah, for now, we'll let everybody go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for stopping by. Make sure you leave me a comment down below. If you come back, replay crew, we love you. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, or if you're in the live, leave me a comment to just say hello and tell me if you have a favorite shade of MAC lipstick. That could be a fun thing. Tell me what your favorite shade is. But yeah, leave that comment down below. While you're down there, don't forget you can thumbs up the video to tell me that you appreciated it. Or if you are like, more shopping, who let you out of the house unsupervised? You are a monster. Go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to have at least one video a week. For October, I am determined that I will have one video a week, and I'm even setting the goal of having 2 videos a week, and sometimes you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, Octoberific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads or lives, then go ahead and check down in the description box below. All of my social media will be linked, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. All right, we did the outro. Let's see. Yes, thank you everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, Dion, it's your turn. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a fabulous Saturday. And until I see you again, bye. That was weird. This is why I have bloopers, because sometimes I just do things and I don't know why. Bye. All right. Go try the squash goals at Crisp and Green as well. That's my recommendation for the day. Bye.